You got me singing like I love it when you do it like that. When you walk out wearing nothing but I love it when we do it like.
Hey everyone, this is Kai Notebook. So my whole fanbase has been holding me at gunpoint asking me to do a phone tour, especially when I upgraded my old broken S20 to my new current Samsung Z Flip 5. So fuck it. Here is a What's on My Phone 2024 edition. Please don't subscribe, this is not a tech channel. So my phone setup changed quite a bit as I don't really use my phone for games at all anymore, so suck on that, my 16-year-old self played Call of Duty almost every day, Jesus. But being born in 2003 means that I have an attention span of a fly, so I always have it beside me, playing a YouTube video in the background.
Humans have come so far, and to think it...
Oh, I forgot we were recording a voiceover. Yeah, that's kind of long with it. So the phone I'm using is the Galaxy Z Flip 5, and I mainly bought it for its flexible screen, so that I can flex this to my friends. I'm not lying, I bought this for clout. Okay, ambiguous jokes aside, I really did want to buy a folding phone ever since I saw that Z Flip. I just thought it was really cool, and owning one of it was one of my bucket lists in life. And here I am doing a phone tour with it, and totally not because you guys will not stop asking me for one. Anyway, it's been a great experience with it aside from the really shitty camera quality. Like, it's really bad. It's been a really nice phone to have. It has a big cover screen so that I can quick access certain apps like Spotify, or occasionally Spotify. You may be wondering about the crease, but honestly, it doesn't really bother me that much, so yeah. Unlike the conversation starters that I had because of this phone, like, oh my god! Which was like 2 times my whole life having this, but you know, I got people asking me these questions like, why? So like I said, clout. I got the phone in graphite black because it, to me, was the best color for my humble opinion, and not solely because of other factors. Alright, so let's move on with the cover screen. So let's start with the cover screen wallpaper. So I set this to sort of my favorite movie characters or celebrities that I adore, and I found these GIFs online.
Please don't ask me where they found them because I am too lazy to look for them again and to link them down in the description. You can just Google celebrity GIF black and white or something.
We have my small notification icons. I prefer to keep them clean, my time and date, my battery, and my camera for quick access. Unlocking the cover screen, we can access my cover screen widgets, which the first one is Spotify. I normally use Spotify all the time, and I like the fact that I can just access it straight from the cover screen without really having to open the phone. Next up we have is the stopwatch, and self-explanatory, it's a stopwatch. The next widget is timer as well, which I use for stuff when I'm cooking or other things that require a timer. I don't... like Pomodoro, I guess. And finally, the widget for my Galaxy Buds, since I use them for my main earphones. Alright, let's move on to the main setup, starting with my wallpaper. So ever since I was young, I was kind of into graphic design, and I've started making my own wallpapers as of recently, generally because I really don't like the ones online. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're great, but I kind of want to have my own personalization touch to it. So yeah, I'm such a nitpicky person, I'm sorry. So the wallpaper I made recently is this one, where it kind of shows really like cute mini doodle characters just floating on the screen. I don't know, I find it really cute. It's like kind of like having 100 doodle characters keeping you company or something. And I even put a little Easter egg there. You could see that there's a leaf over there, which is, I don't know, very, very on brand with Kai Notebook, I guess. And the good thing about making your own wallpapers is that you can have a dark or light version of it because I made dark or light versions. So if I don't feel like using the dark mode, I can just change to the light mode of the wallpaper and it will be easy like that. If you guys want the wallpaper, I will leave it in the description down below. As for the launcher, I'm still using Niagara launcher until now, and honestly, it's been such a great sort of minimal launcher. I've been using it ever since I tried it for the first time, and yeah, I've stuck to it. The developer even reached out to me and said thank you for showing you guys the launcher, so he gave me the premium version for free as well as 9 other copies, which I gave away on my channel like a year ago. Thank you, developer, by the way. I still remember you. It's a very clean and a very smooth launcher. I would still recommend it to people until now. It's such a great launcher, honestly. Alright, so moving on to my home screen, as you can see there isn't much going on, and that's kind of how I want it to be. Minimal. Just like my personality. Now, I don't really like having a whole grid of apps. I much prefer just having a few apps shown on my phone. It's much cleaner for me, but I also just don't like seeing like all of my apps all at once. Although it's just personal preference. But yeah, this is what my home screen looks like, and I'll tour you around. I'm talking as if I'm a real estate agent. So the first thing you'll notice on my home screen is my clock. Clock, with an L. Below it, it shows the date, my phone battery percentage, and the weather. I hid my notification bar on my home screen because I thought it will look cleaner that way. Then below, which is my favorite part of the launcher, it shows my schedule straight from my Google Calendar. If you press on it, it will show you your agenda, showing the weather as well as your schedule if you have one. Now, since I planned most of my days, it usually shows up here, and when you press on it, it will open my Google Calendar, which is pretty cool. Alright, moving down, we have is my Money Manager widget. Now it shows my financial summary since I'm someone who likes to track their money. I also look at it just so that I know exactly how much I'm spending or earning that month. Just for privacy reasons, I changed the numbers here because I don't want to show you guys what my finances look like because I'm very irresponsible and I don't want to show you guys. I'm just kidding. Although do let me know if you guys want me to show you how I manage my money, even though I'm probably the last person you should ask financial advice from. Anyway, let's move on to the apps and let's go to my essential apps. Alright, so let's start with my habits app. So basically this is my habit tracker. In my opinion, this is probably the most simple and the most easiest to understand habit tracker. It's literally a habit tracker. I have my habits here and I track them all here because I do want to see my progress on my phone as compared to my iPad, as I have my original habit tracker there. But since I use my phone more, I decided to download an app for tracking my habits there. Next up we have is AccuFlow. Now this is not sponsored, but I've been using their service ever since they sponsored me, and I just find it really convenient since I use AccuFlow on desktop too. This is essentially a to-do list or calendar app, and I pretty much encode all my tasks there. Now, although I would suggest Google Tasks or Microsoft Tasks if you want a free alternative, this is pretty much what I use for my to-do list. Next up we have is Money Manager, and this is kind of where I track my finances. Now I will blur it because, again, I'm not that comfortable with showing my finances yet in public, although maybe in the future I will be making a video about that. But basically it's a very simple app, very straightforward. You track finances. That's it. If you haven't yet, I really recommend you start tracking your finances. It's a very, very useful habit to have. It will help you be more mindful of your money. Next up we have is Anki, and I'm sure you guys know what Anki is, but if you guys don't know, it's a flashcard app that I've been using for years now. Pretty much this is the bread and butter for memorizing big amounts of information. Pretty much every medical student uses this, so I recommend this as well if you do want to have a flashcard app. Next we have is Messenger. It's basically the messaging app for Facebook. Since pretty much everyone here in the Philippines uses Facebook and Messenger, I use Messenger, so yeah, I'm forced to use Messenger. Next we have is my fitness apps, and I clumped them all down to a folder. As you can see, if I open it here, it will show 3 apps, and let's start with the first app, Heavy. I'm gonna say it again, Heavy is just the best workout app. It's so simple, it's so easy to track your workouts. I'm not even sponsored and I still recommend them. If you do want a good tracker and a simple one at that, then I recommend Heavy, although I haven't really explored the other workout apps, so maybe I'm still yet to find a better one. But for now, I love Heavy and I recommend it. Next I have is Google Fit, and this is basically just for me to sync all of my fitness apps together. There's really not much to it. So yeah, it tracks your walking, I guess, which is cool. And finally we have my Fitness Pal, which tracks my macros. I pretty much track my macros here, although I'm not very religious because honestly tracking macros is such a hassle and I just want to eat my food. Now you'll notice that there isn't any apps left, but if you connect your Bluetooth device, it will turn on music mode and it will show you your music app. In my case is Spotify, and I've been using Spotify for so long now. I think I bought the premium like last year and it's the best purchase of my life. I can finally listen to music now, so yeah. If you guys want any playlists or anything, just let me know. Alright, so you may be wondering where the rest of my apps are. So let's go through them right now. Yep, that's right, I hid them all. I made it so that the only way you can go to the other apps is if you search it on the search bar, and this really helped me sort of identify what apps I really needed and what apps I really don't need. Now I won't be talking about the rest of the apps because I don't really find a need for them because I don't use them at all. These are pretty much the essentials I have, and yeah, I think it's a good idea for everyone to sort of strip their phone to the essentials because it's pretty much a tool. We forget that at the end of the day, our phones are tools, so don't let it control you. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I am sorry for the late delivery of my what's on my phone, but here we are, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!